All right, it is 5:30 on April 1st, 2024. We'll call this special meeting to order. Start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have the roll call.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon. Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett. Yes.
Okay, next item is item 4, and that's approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Hollister. Seconded by Coleman. Any discussion? And take the roll.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett. Yes. Simonson.
Okay, next is a public hearing regarding the City of Maquoketa's proposed property tax levy for fiscal year 25 budget. So, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Andrea White, our Finance Clerk, has done a pretty good job of preparing for this moment and seeking advice on how to do this unique and distinct public hearing regarding our proposed property tax rate hearing. I think it's a bit surprising in a way that the state passed this reform, and then the Iowa women's Hawkeye basketball team is on at 6 p.m., and we're supposed to have a public hearing about all this. So I don't know if any of you have received word on our proposed rate. I did receive one phone call today about it relative to franchise fees. We did have a conversation on that, but that's the only thing I have heard. So I've placed in front of you the form for the notice of public hearing related to our proposed rate and the taxes it does generate on the basis of property tax. What you're looking at on a rate basis is a pretty significant reduction on a rate basis, meaning the percent change is 26.58. But because of assessed value increases from the previous year, you have to understand about midway, a little bit down in this column, it says city regular total property tax. On the previous year, it goes from 2.849 million. To the far right column, it becomes 2.870. So that's pretty close, but it's an indicator that property taxes remain quite flat in the city despite that rate dropping to 12.74. And that is only made possible because of the state's pullback and also our franchise fee revenue coming in and being applied, 60% of it for property tax reduction. So our budgeting plan that went into this proposed budget, which will be on the following meeting, not this next following, but 2 weeks from now, Andrea essentially applied 60% of that revenue against our insurance levy to bring that down. And that can change at a later time if the council so chooses. But that's what you're looking at in front of you regarding this document. This is a new reform rule that the state has passed and requires us to have a distinct meeting regarding this. I'm no radio host, our mayor is, but we're under advice of the state to make sure we keep a public hearing open 5 to 10 minutes and that we have a meeting separation of at least 5 minutes from our 6 p.m. one. I think we'll go ahead and meet that 5-minute requirement, but if you guys have questions regarding this rate or anything, public comments that you've received in the last 2 weeks, we'd be happy to answer them at this point.
Has anybody had one comment on it?
No.
I know I haven't.
No, not a word.
Andrea, did you have anything you wanted to cover in more detail on this item?
I don't think so, unless anybody has any questions. You will be seeing this again every year drop to an 810 levy. Every year, we'll be getting closer there, so.
Is there anyone in Zoom land who wishes to address or have questions to the council?
Well, if I was you, Mayor, I would keep this open for an extra few minutes, just to allow for any possible stragglers that may exist from the public who wish to comment on this, but otherwise, at 5:40, go ahead and close the meeting. But there's no action that needs to occur in this particular session, but we should keep this open for a few minutes longer. You know, as Andrea stated, this is year 1 of 4 of the state's planned step down to the 810 levy. I know Councilwoman Bennett, Councilwoman Aylinger, and I attended state training a few months ago regarding this change. Outside of the 810, we can still do a few things, but this is what the state intends for local communities to do, to be tax responsible. And you know, part of my conversation today is what is in the city budget that can become more lean, and I think your city staff has been quite lean with this rate. So we're still searching for answers, and probably still going to be putting forth recommendations on how to manage the city for our given rate in years to come. And some of it might not be pretty as we come down low to a lower rate.
Are franchise fees really about the only way we can make up for the loss?
There are fees and fine revenue that you could grab. I mean, it's been some time since we've had some sort of larger outside analysis of things like park rental shelters and like water tap fees. You know, we did just do our our citations for the police department instead of state code tickets. I mean, we don't want to send our police officers out to fundraise for the city on the basis of cheap speeding tickets, as an example, but there could be some fees and fines research on our end. That's not going to make up a huge difference, though, but those are some of the steps that will be taken by many municipalities, I'm sure.
Anyone have any questions?
This is why it's important to grow the city, to create value. You know, we are aware of you know, the importance of moving economic development. And our opinion of our commercial broker is that we're a great distribution location, given our location. So, I mean, Kelly Brown and JCA, they've been pretty forward with partners about, hey, you know, we're 30 miles from I-80. We're close to the Dubuque market. We're a really good satellite. And so it'd be nice to see a couple more 50,000 or 100,000 square foot spec buildings in our area, because those seem to get filled up pretty quickly, and we can tax those. That's important to us.
Okay.
I really don't have anything else relative to this rate, but if you have anything else.
Does anyone? It's here to stay, I guess, so we got to make it work.
And you don't see this in this either, but there's a calculation you can do, and the growth from 23-24 to 24-25, the new year, for us is 0.718.
And that was what?
0.718,
What compromise?
a growth,
Our growth?
yes.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but is that average?
It's better than shrinking.
Yeah, better than going backwards.
It's better than not growing at all.
That's Tenny's family. 0.71%. Thanks, James.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, we had long enough uncomfortable silence.
Motion to close the public hearing.
We have a motion to close the hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Bennett. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I think you gotta do a roll call for this.
Okay. Then take the roll.
Hollister,
Yes.
Coolman,
Yes.
Aylinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson, Rickrell.
Yes.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Oh, that was to
That
close
was-
the public
yeah.
hearing.
Oh. To adjourn? Do we want to take a roll call or an oral vote for this?
No.
You can do.
All in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this time
41.
we're done.
One down.
Now we're
That was
finished.
fun.
Hey, we got